everybody. It's Sunday evening. I don't know if this particular computer has great camera quality or not. So let me know if the camera quality could use a little bit of help, and we won't use this laptop again. But I feel like it has good reception on it because I've been using it for work. Hi, Gloria. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Susan. Hey guys, so this is just a little surprise pop in and say hello. I was going to do a little video this evening, but I actually have a Tupperware party. So we're going to do this right now and talk to you guys a little bit about making weekly goals. And I know a lot of you all are working on incorporating breakfast. I've been hearing a lot about that. And then also micro habits and macro habits, if we're going to go there. Micro habits that lead to macro habits. And I had a really great month on plan. I've also had some messages about Points Plus, i.e., carb conscious over on iTrack Bites, and my plan for September. Well, first of all, let's start with that because I had a great month doing the Points Plus plan, which was surprising to me, but I saw some really nice losses. I didn't have any gains on that plan. I felt very satisfied on that plan, this plan, the plan, I don't know, that, whatever. I don't know. It sounds weird when you say that plan. Like I'm distancing myself from it. I'm not. So it was surprising to me, and it was really fun to give it a chance. I actually found a couple of cookbooks that I had that were Points Plus cookbooks that were given to me from a coworker a few years ago. She knew I was doing Weight Watchers, and she just gave me her cookbooks and didn't know which plan they went to. So remember that the Points Plus it's not calories. I think I've said calories, but from what I understand when you put your calculations in, you're not putting your calories in. You're putting your fat, your fiber, your carbs, and your protein. A little bit different than the Momentum plan, which was calories, fat, and fiber, and different from Green or Smart Points, because I know I've had that comment several times that it sounds like Smart Points. Listen, all the WW plans sound alike because, they're WW plans. So they all, they have similarities. They're all a little bit different. And you need to make sure if you're working a plan that you work it based on how it's outlined for you. So you don't get too messed up in the head, because I think it's possible to do that. From what I understand, Points Plus or Carb Conscious, you can sort of guesstimate that the calories are about 30 calories a point. I know on Momentum, it was about 50. And I've heard, and I'm sure you guys will correct me, but on Green or Smart Points, it's about 40. That's kind of a big difference. To me, that sounds like a big difference. I don't know. And that's all just from me reading around on the boards and, listen, I don't have any insider information from WW on that. Now, I do know a few iTrack Bites coaches that have given me some info here and there, and they know a little bit about it as well. So Lainey's eating Swiss cheese and grapes right now. That sounds delicious. You need a little white wine with that. Okay, so I had a really great month on that plan, and I'm having fun with that plan. And for me, that's important right now. I have a lot of intense stuff going on, like you all do, and I know I talk about this. We've all got intense stuff. So why not do something that's fun, that's interesting, that keeps you motivated at this point in our lives? So I'm going to do another month of that. I've been kind of looking at Blue, and it's interesting because the minute I switched over to Points Plus, I kind of noticed myself just having a little bit more grasp or trajectory or whatever you want to call it. I just felt a little bit more plugged into it. So, and who knows what that's all about, but we're just going to keep going with it. I'm still going to meetings. I did the Zoom meeting this weekend, but I'm planning to go back to the in-person meetings this next weekend. And that is one of my goals for the week. So let's talk about micro habits. Uh, I have notoriously had a hard time with a couple of things in my journey that I think are important enough that I need to work on them, but they like stress me out. So I've got the tracking down. I'm back in meetings. I've got the accountability down. I'm back with my friends over here on my vlog, and I love that. I'm, kind of sporadically over on Instagram and Facebook talking about stuff. So I feel really good about that. I am really hit or miss on water. And one of the things that I struggle with personally is I would much rather have something fizzy and bubbly and fun to drink than water. And so the only time I did really well on water was when I eliminated diet soda from, and you guys remember me talking about this, I got rid of it for a little over a year, and I found myself drinking more water. Now, do I want to do that again? Well, here's the thing. Let's talk about micro habits. How can we break this down, Amy? Yes, I would like to stop drinking a Diet Coke every day or two or however many. Number one, the caffeine messes with me more than it used to when I was younger. Yes, Penny, I have tried the sparkling ice drinks. I love those. I think it's not really like which sparkling drink can I substitute? It's more how can I get in more water and less of the processed drinks. Okay, I like the LaCroix. When I got off of the diet, Diet Coke, I'm talking about it like it's smoking, and I don't know. I think it's similar, honestly. I don't know. Probably not as bad for you, but if you look up the research on Diet Coke, it's not too flattering. So when I was drinking more LaCroix and water and less Diet Coke, I actually felt better. My weight loss, I think, was a little bit better. I didn't have as much bloating. I slept better. So right now, what I'm doing is I always have my coffee in the morning. I have like one big cup of coffee that I usually don't finish. Okay. And then I have caffeine throughout the day and I don't sleep as well. And I have found myself going to bed later and later and later. So I wonder about that level of caffeine for me now at this age. So when we talk about micro habits, how can I incorporate more water? You guys, I have really tried everything. Probably the thing that has worked the best for me lately that I have gotten back out of the habit of doing is having a glass of water before my meals or during my meals, because sometimes I don't have time to chug water before a meal or whatever. But I'm thinking about this week really challenging myself to go back to drinking a glass of water before I have my cup of coffee, which is just like anathema, blah. But I can do it. And then also having it at lunch and dinner. And I know I have a lot of water loving friends out there. I love you all. I understand you love water. I don't. I don't, and I've tried. Even in blazing hot heat, I want something sparkly and fun to drink. So I do want to work on my water habit this week. And something that I'm going to do is write down in my planner how I'm going to do that. So whether it's, you can see I'm still a little undecided, right, on how I'm going to approach this. Because sometimes I make a goal of I'm going to get one big cup of water down before lunch, and I accomplish that, and then I stop drinking water altogether. So I'm not really upping my water goal. And then the whole rest of the afternoon and evening, I'm drinking sparkly fun stuff, which is too much caffeine. So, Charlene, good idea. Charlene says she buys Coke Zero mini cans. Now, Charlene, that actually might work for me. I'll have to look for those. Lots of you guys like the ice water drinks. And let's see. Angie had an idea. Oh, no, Angie didn't have an idea. She lost 1.8. That's great on Points Plus. I'm getting a lot of feedback from you guys that you're liking Points Plus. So, micro habit that I'm going to work on this week. I think it's a micro habit, right? It's water. I just want to get my waters in before my meals. So we're going to really work on that. I don't think I can tackle the whole get rid of Diet Coke yet, but I will tell you that that is in my line of vision, and my birthday is next month. So, kind of the macro goal here is by my birthday, I really want to get to a point where I've decreased the diet soda to a point where I can drop it again for another amount of time. Now, last time I did it, I was able to do it for over a year, and I just did that a little at a time. I didn't say I'm going to go off of it for a year. I was like, I don't need to buy it today. When I was at the store, I don't need to buy it. When we went out to eat, I was like, oh, I'll get an unsweetened tea or a water with lemon or whatever. And then we slowly crept back up to purchasing it again. Plus, it costs money that I don't need to be spending money on that. So we're moving away from the diet soda. We've got the tracking down. And then the other thing that I tend to have issues with is being consistent with my activity. So I really want to get to a point, if we talk about the big macro goal, the big goal, I want to get to the point where I'm getting activity every day, like some sort of walk or Leslie or something every day. And I will do really, really well for a few days, or I'll get like a week under my belt where I've been really consistent. And then I just don't do it. I just don't do it. So, I was trying to think about what a micro goal could be, and maybe you guys could help me with the activity. So, I'm asking you all, I really do need some ideas. How do you make activity a part of everyday life? I used to be so much more active in my other job. I used to always get 10,000 steps a day. My new daughter-in-law, she gets 20,000 plus steps a day as an engineer because she's overseeing these huge skyscraper projects. And so, she comes home and Judah said she looks great, super fit, doing great, and they're eating healthier, all these things. And I'm like drooling and jealous because I used to feel so good when I used to get all my steps and activity in. I wasn't out of breath when I would go upstairs, nothing like that. I just felt really, really active. I see a lot of you guys putting you put a timer on, or I'm sorry, you put an alarm on in the morning and you get up and just go for it. I just haven't been doing that. So, what would be a good micro habit first step? I would love to hear from you all that maybe you had to start out and get more activity. I need to do that. And I have a really busy week coming up. So my busy weeks consist of a lot of paperwork, a lot of either telehealth or in-home visits, and a lot of driving around in the car. They don't consist of me running around. So I'm going to have some kind of change in the way that I approach this. And I'm not exactly sure how to do that. I love my excuses. I love, oh, it's too hot. I can't go walking. It's too hot. I love that one. That's a good one. I really miss swimming. I would love to find a place to start swimming again. And so that is another thing this week that I made a goal in my planner to look around and see if there's an indoor lap pool that I could join, because that would be really fun for me. Anyway, just thought I would ask and put that out there. What are your little micro goals? I hear a lot of you guys are trying to eat breakfast. I have no trouble eating at any time of the day. So breakfast is not really a goal that I have to make for myself. Now, shutting the kitchen down is. So for me, this last week, I had trouble closing the kitchen. And I really want to get to a point where I have my dinner. I like to have a little dessert because that helps me not feel deprived. So for me, it could be anything. It could be a little bit of fruit. It could be a Fiber One brownie, something like that. I like to have a little something like that and then shut the kitchen down. But I'll go in there and be like, oh, I need to clean something. Or, oh, I want a drink. And before you know it, I'm really tempted to go rummaging for a snack when I'm done. So that is something that I need to work on. And I find that it's worse on the weekends than during the week. So This week, we're going to work on water. We're going to work on closing the kitchen after my little planned dessert. And then I would love to hear from you guys about activity so that can be kind of the next thing once we get past this. I have the tracking down. I have the meetings down. I have the support down. So I love that. I feel like I'm back on a roll. I'm going down. My clothes are fitting better. Like I'm like, oh, my clothes are fitting better. Not as jiggly. You know what I'm talking about. So Kelly says weekends are easier for me. You just joined a Facebook group, Fitbit for weight loss. They have weekend challenges. Do you have a Fitbit and do you like competitions? I do have a Fitbit, and I'm just going to put it out there that I'm not going to add any more like groups or competitions or anything at this point, just because I've got to do less, not more. So, but I do like your idea, Kelly, and I'm glad that works for you. I do have a Fitbit and I do try to get 10,000 steps a day. I don't always get there. I don't have my Fitbit on today, even though I should have put it on this morning, but the battery was dead. So I love that idea, Kelly. Maybe we can revisit that in the future. Let's see. Ruth says that you weigh yourself tomorrow and you're with me. You're going to stick with carb conscious for at least 2 more weeks. I love that. Penny says, can you and Mr. Nurse have a walking date in the evening? Yes, Penny, and we do that. We're just not very consistent. But I like your train of thought, and I think maybe incorporating him and asking him if he'll go with me, no problem. Now he has church certain nights, which we don't want to use that as an excuse, Amy. But I could ask him to set a date with me during the week. Like, what days can we go walk this week? So I love that train of thought. That's perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so, Andrea's loving iTrack Bites with the calorie counter as a secondary metric. And Andrea, you messaged me today and you said you had a really good weight loss this last week. So congrats on that. Anna says, wear your walking shoes all day. I love that idea. And you can never close the kitchen unless you go to bed. Yeah, I had to do that last week. I had to just put myself to bed because I was going to eat everything. So, Nancy. Okay, let's see what Nancy says. Nancy says, set out your work clothes the night before and download a playlist or podcast to be ready to go first thing in the morning. I like that idea. And I think, listen, we are at a point where I live in my part of the country where the mornings are cooler. And if I would get myself going, I'm sort of I was a night nurse. Okay, so mornings to me are like, wake up, have your coffee, think about your day. And I used to always walk in the evenings. That's why you guys always see me walk in the evenings, because I used to get up for work at 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and then that would start my day. So I feel like I still kind of do that, you guys. I still am a little inverted like that. But I like this idea of maybe changing my schedule and setting my alarm and getting up and walking in the morning. So I could do something like that tomorrow morning. Now, will I? You guys know I'm always honest with you. I might. Let me think about it. Listen, Monday mornings I am grouchy. And my coworkers are so funny because they know we have a Monday 10 a.m. meeting, and they've all kind of got my number that like a Monday morning 10 a.m. meeting, I'm just like, I have that look on my face. So, but we can work on my attitude, right? So I love that idea. Thank you for that one. That was great. Penny says you don't have to do 45 minutes. You can just do 5. Okay. I like that approach as well. And BB, will you do celebrations at the end of this lovely year, 2020? Okay. That's funny, BB. I want to tell you something today at church. After church, we were all standing outside, socially distanced in the parking lot, big parking lot, when we were talking. And a couple of people said, I never watched the ball drop. I never have been interested in New Year's Eve, but they said, by golly, this year, I'm having a party on New Year's Eve. We're watching the ball drop, and we are going to say adios to 2020. I thought that was really funny. It was a gentleman that was speaking to me as well. He was talking about, I'm done with this year. Here's the thing, though. We still have several months left of time that we've been given to do things for ourselves and for the people around us. So I'm not at a place where I want to kick any of my time to the curb. I want to embrace my life and the time I've been given. I don't want to be on lockdown again. That's for sure. That is for sure. So, let's see. Sherry says she's not a morning person. To answer your question, yes, I will be celebrating the new year. So we always do celebrate the new year and enjoy that. I don't always make resolutions, though. That's a whole other can of worms. So thanks, guys, for listening. Please let me know, if you're going to set goals with me. I would love to hear what are your micro goals? And then what is the big thing that you're aiming for? I had someone recently encourage me to really verbalize the goal. And for me, that meant thinking about, actually, what is my goal weight? And I don't like to go there for some reason. And maybe that's why we don't ever get there. But to me, it just seems so far off. Plus, I think, Weight Watchers, we always talk about small goals and little goals and 5-pound goals and 1-pound goals. It's so hard for me to sit there and really focus on a goal weight and then break that down, which I think is important for us to do. So if we're looking at other goals in our lives, these big macro goals, what are the little ones that we need to focus on right now, this week, tomorrow, when I put my alarm on and get up and walk for 5 minutes? I might just do that. I'm really thinking about it. So thank you for challenging me to contemplate that and go for it. Carrie's going to do Points Plus and be on plan this week. Let's see. Ruth does not close the kitchen. Her husband and her granddaughter. Lenora. Okay, let me finish my thought with Ruth. Ruth doesn't close the kitchen. She has her husband and granddaughter do it. And I like this idea, Ruth, because that's another way that we can incorporate our family or support or whoever in helping us, is say, could you close the kitchen because I can't? Now, if that involves them doing the dishes too, hey, all the better. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with me for a few minutes. I'm going to go get ready for my Tupperware party. And we're going to be making a lightened up little version of lasagna. So I'm excited. I'm doing meal prep tonight. And that's another little habit of mine, is to do some meal prep on the weekends. I hope you guys are ready for the week and feeling refreshed after a good weekend. And I will check back in with you guys later. So let me know. I will talk to you later. Let me know about your habits. Stay in orbit, and bye. What are you doing? You got your pizza?